What's up, guys? My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. Just giving you some updates on a Sunday afternoon, and we're going to be taking a look at our two Avalons. So one is the Sage Avalon, which is my parents', and one is ours, the Black Avalon. If you are a follower on our YouTube channel, you'll know that Avalon pretty well. So we have a couple of different products that we're going to see how well they're doing. It sheets and it beads extremely well. So guys, it is raining today, and I'm going to do this pretty quickly, so nothing crazy. I do have a weekend wash with my friend Tony Ralda from Ralda's Details, and I'm actually currently editing that right now. But I want to just drop this video and show you what the protection is looking like on our vehicle and on the other Sage Avalon. So here is the Sage Avalon, and it's been sitting out for, well, pretty much all the time. It never really goes in the garage, and we have a couple of different products on here, but primarily this is the one that we're going to be looking at. This is actually V3, XO V3, and we did a little test on this hood. This side we used an IPA panel wipe down and then applied the coating after polishing, and this side we simply polished and then applied XO V3 with no panel wipe at all. So I did that to basically test if it needs a panel wipe or not. Now, we used a special polish for this, actually for the whole hood, but especially looking at this side, we use Extreme Solutions Finale. That is a soft paint polish, and it's designed to wipe away clean so that you can put a ceramic coating, any protection, but especially a ceramic coating right on top without worrying about an IPA wipe down. Now, it's been about 2 weeks, so we washed it the other day, and I do have a video on that as well, showing you what it was looking like, and still, peak performance, looking incredible. No degradation of the coating at all, and on both sides, they look great. So not bad at all. Now, the rest of this I don't have that much protection on at all, so don't worry about that. Back here, I did have the Dr. Beasley's Z1 and then the Extreme Solutions Trifecta. Now, this wasn't really beating up or sheeting that much when I washed it, but there's definitely still something there. So that's a good sign. But you can see the difference too. This looks different, and this is the Z1 from Dr. Beasley's. So you can definitely see the difference in the beading, in the water performance. Kind of interesting, huh? Now here's our vehicle, and it did have a little garage time, but mostly it did sit out under the tree, so it is dirty. And we tested some products on it. You can see the back here. Yep, it was like rain and tree gunk and grime. We used the new Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions One and Done compound, and then the, not the Flex Wax, but the Max Wax. Just that, one layer, it sat overnight and cured, and so far, I just gave a gentle wipe with a damp towel because it was barely dirty at all. It actually looked just like this. So it was staying cleaner longer than the other protection that I have on here. Now, I do have a coating on the top here, and of course that also looks really good. There's like a little bit of, buildup. Yeah, you can see a little bit of dust there, but that's about it. Not too bad. So I also have the Puris ceramic spray, a ceramic detail spray on the hood. So let's give it a quick bath. Again, nothing crazy. Just rinse it down, see the performance of the products, and then wash it, and then pull it right in because it's chilly out, and I don't want to be out here longer than I have to. So guys, everything is prepped, ready. Let's just rinse it down and see what it's looking like. Well, that is impressive. That looks incredible. It beads and sheets extremely well. And this is just rinsing, no washing yet. And this is the Max Wax from Turtle Wax, the new hybrid solutions to the Max Wax. So the graphene infused, look how well it sheets and beads. So it does bead, really nice tight beading. And that's no flex wax, that's just the Max to the Max Wax on top of the one and done compound. Of course, the one and done compound is not a layer, it's just the compounding stage, and it does look beautiful. I basically almost did a full correction on this panel here and then applied the wax by hand. It sheets and it beads extremely well. The gloss is crazy, and I know it's kind of hard to tell with this overcast, but you know, to the naked eye it looks incredible. And the sheeting and beading and slickness, it looks incredible. So we'll see what it looks like after the wash. Now I forget what I put on here, but it's also performing well. I can't actually remember. I'll have to look back in the video archive and see what I put on here during one of our weekend washes. But that also is performing really well. So this is the Avalon King coating. Still performing at, I would have to say, at peak performance. It looks incredible. There we go. Yeah, that looks really nice. Again, this has been out in the rain for the past couple of weeks. Still performing exceptionally well. We're using Lithium's Double Tap shampoo. I've been using this a lot. Really, really like this product. You can see how it's not wanting to stick on the hood. Check out the Max Wax corner of the fender. I'm really plastering it on, and you can see it starting to reject it, starting to break it up. I just really put a ton of foam on there, but you can see that it's breaking it up right there, especially. I don't know why right there, but it was here as well. So I'm just gonna wash this panel first. Whoa, now you can really see how it just breaks it right up. It sheets, it disperses the water really well. That's pretty awesome. And again, this was sitting out for about a week. I think I applied this last week. So, pretty awesome stuff. Man, it's awesome. Now let's take a look at the hood. And again, same thing. It's just separating. It's rejecting the soap, resisting it, which is awesome. Good sign. Now, in this demonstration, I'm not worried about the wheels and the tires because it's going to be raining again the rest of today and tomorrow. And even though I'm pulling it into the garage, it's going to be right back out again. So I'm not worried about the wheels and tires right now, just concerned about the paintwork and showing you the protection. Still performing exceptionally well, looking awesome. Again, no degradation in performance on this at all. Beading and sheeting, it looks like a true ceramic coating on here. It's pretty impressive. I know, there's other coatings that perform better than this. It's all subjective, I think. This performs incredibly well. Again, a daily driver type of vehicle sitting outside during horrible weather. Not salt and all that crazy stuff because we don't have that down here, but just rain and typical tree junk and sap. Still performing incredibly well. Let's see how it sheets. I could probably dry this entire panel just by sheeting the water off of it. This is Flex Wax. Just an application, actually a couple of applications of Flex Wax over the past couple of months. Yep. So that is just a couple of applications of Flex Wax and maintaining it also with Flex Wax, the spray-on, rinse-off application. That's it. So let's demonstrate that. I'm going to put it on this door again and on the area where we have the to the max wax and use the Flex Wax as the maintenance. So as it's clean and still wet, I'm going to mist it on. Rinse it off, and I can see that it does increase the beading even more so. That's all you need to do to maintain that wax. Easy. Now, same goes with this panel. Even though it's performing really well, let's just mist it, and really, really light mist. From the looks of it, it does seem to increase the water beading just a little bit more. It's actually beading more now than sheeting. But again, over time, as it starts to lose the super hydrophobic ability, the hydrophilic ability kicks in and it will sheet more than bead. A lot of products do that anyway. They look dead, but they're still hanging on there. It's just the super hydrophobic properties may have just dropped off, but it's still there. That's insane. Oh no, I didn't use the 2-bucket method. So let's do one final rinse and see what everything looks like after just a quick wash. The hood, still awesome. It's sheeting a little bit there, but that doesn't mean the protection is gone. Sometimes it's just the way that the pressure washer hose or the stream of water hits the paint. I'm sure if I were to flood this, it would sheet like that, almost completely dry, which is pretty awesome. So most of these products that bead, they're super hydrophobic, like many ceramic coatings, will bead and sheet. So it depends on the water flow. It depends on how you hit the paint with water. So, like with this, high beading action, very, very hydrophobic. But I bet I could flood the panel and now you can sheet the panel dry. this isn't the best way to, have sheeting action. The best is with the garden hose with a nice lower flow of water. But you get the idea. I bet I could dry this entire panel with just sheeting water. Okay, I couldn't resist. I had to get out the garden hose just to see. Yeah, okay, it can be done. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little difficult, but yeah, check that out. Up here, it's almost completely dry. Here's the vehicle pulled in, and look, it's where we flood dried it, just a little bit down there, because I didn't get to really flooding it correctly with that hose. It looks really, really nice. The rest of the paint beating up extremely well. Avalon King coating performing really well. The flex wax, excellent. And this is the Purist ceramic detail spray. Really, really nice. Looking awesome. I know, look, you can still see light marring. This paint is so soft, it's crazy. No matter what I do, I can wash it with all the different wash mitts, many different buckets with all sorts of grit guards, wash out the mitt. It doesn't matter, I've tried everything. So I'm not going to worry about it. I don't really care. As long as it's glossy and beating water and protected, then I'm good. You really only see that under these crazy powerful lights. Out in the sun, I do not even see the little lines like that. They're so fine that even the sunlight doesn't bring it out. These do, because they are super bright artificial lights. Same with here. There is a little bit of marring, and still, doesn't matter. It looks glossy, and it's protected. The Avalon is cleaned and dried. I did use a towel and towel dry it as well. I have these nice auto fiber twisted loop drying towels. They're really nice. And between blow drying it and towel drying it, it's all looking good now. And I know you can still see, light marks being induced. Again, this clear coat is so soft, it doesn't matter what I do. And I know some of you are going to say, you're not using the 2-bucket method, so that's why you're getting swirls. It's my own personal vehicle. I wasn't worried about that. On customers' vehicles, we wash it properly. But even then, when you're dealing with soft clear coat, it does not matter. Any contact is bad contact. No matter how many wash mitts you use, or nice drying towels, or blowing the paint off, soft paint is going to mar over time. You can ceramic coat it, and that does kind of help a little bit. I think actually the roof of my car looks a little bit better than the hood and the trunk. But again, the vehicle sits outdoors, it gets a lot of junk from the trees, all sorts of stuff. It's inevitable. Don't worry about that, guys. I'm beginning to not care about swirls that much. And I know other detailers feel the same way. Of course, when you're dealing with customers and they want the swirls removed or reduced, of course, you do your best and you remove them, you reduce them to a reasonable degree without, of course, removing a ton of clear coat and going crazy and going overboard. Many detailers now, and especially, industry giants like Ivan LaCroix and many others, when it comes to detailing as a business, Many customers, and I know the majority of our customers, don't care about swirls. They want their car glossy and beating water. That's what they want. Sometimes they don't even see the swirls. We'll point them out and they're like, I don't care. So guys, don't go overboard on that. I'm going to hopefully talk less and less about swirls like that because I just don't care, and I know many of my customers don't care. But if you are a detail enthusiast and you see the need to wash your vehicle meticulously and perfectly to make sure that those swirls never show up, well, they're going to show up. You just may not see them under certain lights. But very, very minor marring is happening every single time you touch the vehicle anyway. So again, don't worry about that. Just reduce the swirls, keep it glossy, keep it protected. Don't overthink that. So when we look at this panel that we use the Max Wax on, it's incredible. The gloss on it is exceptional. And I know here, actually you can even see it. It's just swirls here, and that reduces the gloss, right? Of course it does. But that's really heavy, heavy marring. I mean, look how bad that looks. And you can see I removed the lines. I removed the pinstriping a long time ago, and I just haven't got around to doing anything with it, so I don't care about that. But, you can still see very, very, very light marring. Again, soft paint. But the overall effect is it's super glossy. It really is. And with the naked eye, it looks even better. It looks better than the hood here. It looks better than the trunk here. It looks better than the door, of course. The top here still looks good too, and this has been ceramic coated, but again, see all the defects from the trees, marring is coming back. But again, I do not see that with the naked eye. You only see that through the camera lens because it's so ultra sensitive. It is there, but again, you can't see it. We're showing you here and you're gonna think it looks so bad. If you see it in real life, you will not see it because I don't. With my naked eye, I don't see it with that light staring at that right now. So it's actually two different things we're looking at. Through the camera, that shows up. With the naked eye, it does not. So it's very, very light marring. So, without filming it, get a camera like this, a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, a really nice high-end one, and look at your paint through the lens. You may be shocked because what looks good to the naked eye may not look good on the camera. So keep that in mind. So I think that's why a lot of detailers on YouTube get a lot of flack for, marring and swirls and things like that on the vehicle that show up like that. It's because the camera is accentuating it. I do not see it. On this panel here, I do not see any marring with the naked eye at all. So your customers will never, ever see it. Even those who are picky. Right now, looking at it, it looks perfect. But under the camera lens, it doesn't. So it drives me nuts sometimes. I'm sure it drives you nuts. You look at it and you're like, you guys don't know how to polish at all. Seriously? If you're here in real life, you have to be here to see it. Otherwise, you have no idea what you're talking about. But you know what? That's okay. I'm going to continue to show you guys the ins and outs, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything of detailing, because that's the reality. So whatever. Our car looks super glossy. It's clean, it's slick. When it rains, it beads water like crazy. And if that's what your customer is seeing, they are going to love you. So don't worry about it. Oh, and I think I remember what I put on here. I actually have to correct something because I mislabeled something in one of the videos. Because I was switching back and forth between the Sage Avalon and the black one, I got confused. Because I'm switching back and forth with the weekend washes on them. So what we put on my parents' Sage Avalon, I'm going to call that one the Sage Avalon, that was the one that I put the Dr. Beasley Z1 on the trunk and the Trifecta from Extreme Solutions. For whatever reason, they both died. I don't know why. That's very, very unusual. So one of my viewers on here, this camera's way too close. So one of my viewers on here did suggest to use a panel wipe. And again, you're going to be hearing me talk about panel wipes a lot. But he suggested to use a panel wipe before you apply those all-in-one ceramic type polishes. And even the primer polish from Dr. Beasley's, the NSP, and then of course their new Z1. So use a panel wipe before it to perhaps prep the paint a little better for it to bond better. It's not really supposed to work that way. He doesn't even suggest to do it that way, really. You just use that polish after cleaning the paint. But I guess it is good practice to do that. So I am going to try it. I will try that NSP and the Z1 again, and hopefully maybe it would add in wipe off, but I don't think so, because I've been hearing from many other detailers that they're not really happy with the NSP 45 and the Z1 either. They're also having wipe off issues. But then again, I've used the NSP on another vehicle and it was okay. So I think it just depends on the paint. It could just be weird, maybe over application. There, again, many variables with that. But it's a good suggestion to panel wipe the vehicle before you compound, and then even after, like in between your compounding and polishing. Sometimes I will do that. I'll actually wipe down the entire vehicle if we're doing a paint correction with a panel wipe, because I'm not worried about micromarring at that point. I don't care. I just want to clean everything, strip it clean, like surgically clean, and then do the polishing. And the polishing, I want to also make sure that everything is refined so that there's no dust or anything, because compounding will create dust. And I want the paint to be perfect when I'm done polishing, and hopefully not have to do a panel wipe after that. So that's what I'm working on. That's why I'm, on this thing about no panel wipes. But it doesn't matter. That's only for black finicky paint, dark colored paint. Silver vehicles and whatever, I'll use a panel wipe. I don't care. That's fine, because you don't see any micromarring if there is any. But I did make the solution from Ivan LaCroix. This is 1 part acetone and 2 parts Windex. The regular Windex with ammonia D. I know, really strong concoction here. So I put 10 ounces, supposed to be like a 2-to-1, 10 ounces of acetone, and then 8 ounces of acetone, 16 ounces, it doesn't matter, 16 ounces of Windex, the ammonia D Windex, and that's going to be a panel wipe that I'm going to try. I know, it seems really strong, right? But that's what he suggested, and he knows his stuff. So we'll try it. We'll see if it swells the paint, we'll see if it causes any issues, and if it does, well, I'll go back to using the primer polishes and whatever I need to make sure that that black finicky paint does not cause any issues. It doesn't swell, it doesn't mar or anything like that. So it's just a constant work in progress. I'm not saying that I found the magical cure to any of that. I'm always working with those types of paints, and whatever you are doing that works, then good, use it. But every paint is different, every vehicle is different. So sometimes you just run into weird paint and it causes all these problems. So, but whatever, that's the life of a detailer, especially if you have a business. You're bound to come across some weirdness every once in a while. So what I did use on the back of our trunk was topper. This. So yeah, this stuff is performing really well. And this is really even meant to just be on top of protection, but I just kind of used it on its own, and you can put it on there each time you wash the vehicle, and it kind of bonds to itself and tops it off and continues to bead water. So it's pretty awesome stuff. I'm loving that. That, along with the Jersey Devil from Extreme Solutions, they're putting out some incredible products. And I also want to give you guys an update. What you see here, the shelves, over here, and over there. It's going to change probably in the next couple of weeks. So we ordered some cabinets. Oh, cabinets, finally! Yes, I ordered some cabinets. I was going to do it anyway. I was just waiting. So it's going to clean it up a little bit more. I know somebody suggested they don't like seeing all that. Like, I don't care about that. What I do care about is more storage. So that's really why I'm doing it. I want more storage, and these cabinets are dirt cheap. When you see them, I'm going to see the quality of them, see how good they really are. I have to put them all together. They're just cheap cabinets from Lowe's. They're like 75 bucks for 2 foot wide by 3 foot tall. And we'll see how they work. I'll put them up, and I'm sure they'll look fine. I'm not one to spend so much money on what people consider quality, and it ends up being the same or negligible. Like, I don't need to buy thousands of dollars of cabinets to do the same thing that a few $100s in cabinets can do. I know, everyone's going to have their opinion on that, but if I don't need to spend that money, I'm not going to. So that's my choice. And am I going to be happy with it? We'll see. But I'm one to find a bargain on something and not overspend if there's something that is more affordable. So, some things I will spend money on and other things I won't. It all depends on what it is. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you are interested in any of the tools or the products that you saw, check out the links down below. If you don't need to buy any of that stuff, then don't. I don't care. And check out a bunch of the other videos. We have lots of videos in store, some from our old garage still, and then some from the new garage here, of course. About 6 months of archived videos. Lots of stuff to come on the channel. So don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a great week.